Pastafarianism.
Yes.
Basically, Pastafarianism was created by Bobby Henderson in 2005. It's also known as FSMism, and FSM stands for Flying Spaghetti Monster, which is the god of this religion.
Yes.
In the beginning, which is about 5,000 years ago, he created all of the planets, one of which was Earth. On day 1, he created light and divided it from the darkness, and he called the light day and the darkness night. On day 2, he created firmament and separated it from the water, and he also created a beer volcano. On day 3, he created the land that would be Earth, and because he already had firmament, and he moved the firmament and the beer volcano up to what then became heaven. Then on day 4, he created the sun, the moon, and the stars, and he went to bed early because he had a lot to create on day 5. So on day 5, he created animals to fill the earth. Then he took a break, a nap, and he then drank heavily. And while he was drunk from the beer volcano, he created a stripper factory in heaven.
Oh.
Finally, he created man. And the first man he created was a midget.
Oh my God.
And so now, for my visual, we will reenact. We will reenact. We will reenact the flying spaghetti monster touching me with his nearly.
Please tell me you're paying your friend right now.
In the afterlife, as I was mentioning, there's FSM heaven, and there's a beer volcano there, the stripper factory, and of course all the spaghetti you can eat. FSM hell is very similar, but the beer is stale, all the strippers have STDs, and there's no spaghetti. And there's this place called Hell Light, which is kind of in the middle. It's where the non-believers go because they don't think they should be punished just for choosing the wrong path. They just didn't know that the flying spaghetti monster was a god. The flying spaghetti monster is the only god of this religion, therefore it's monotheistic, and there are a few select prophets. They are Mosey, Ragu, Ishmaeli Kabiwandra, Ninja, which actually in the story, if I did explain it to you, would explain why ninja is spelled and how we got it. But anyway, also got Blackbeard the Pirate and Mary Foster. Mosey is as close to an epic hero as this religion has. He was a short order fry cook, and he'd work always 9 to 5. One day he decided he was tired of it, he quit and wanted to become a pirate. And that's when the FSM noticed him and decided to keep track of him. And then years later, when Mosey was in the desert, the FSM appeared to him. He told Mosey to get all of the short order cooks from where he had worked and convert them into his followers. But the guy who owned the place didn't want to do this, so there was a big ordeal, and he didn't want to release the cooks. That would be all of his workers going. And so there's this kind of like showdown between him, Mosey, and FSM. And of course, Mosey and FSM won, and the FSM turned him into a giant meatball. Mosey then became Pirate Mosey and declared his followers as pirates. Mosey was chosen as the prophet by the FSM, and then Mosey led his new followers to the top of Mount Salsa. This was when the FSM spoke to him and gave him 10 stone tablets. Mosey called them the 10 Commandments, but the other pirates confused them and called them condiments. So the FSM decided they would be called the I'd really rather you didn't. Unfortunately, Mosey dropped 2 tablets on the way down the mountain, and this is believed to be why Pastafarians have such flimsy moral standards. Pirates, as I talked about earlier, are none other than the chosen people by the FSM. In fact, due to the decline in the number of pirates, average global temperatures have increased. And global warming, earthquakes, hurricanes, and other natural disasters are believed to be the direct effect of the shrinking number of pirates. I thought this also was a good picture. It says science and FSM partners in knowledge and truth. So we've got Einstein with a pirate hat and an astronomer seeing FSM in the sky. If the FSM favors you, he will touch you with his noodly appendages, as was demonstrated earlier. He rarely does this though, and he also rarely shows himself. Only a few people have been graced by his noodliness, mainly pirates, of course, that have been graced by him. There are no known trickster, non-debater, or sex deities of this religion, though you could say that the FSM himself is a bit of a trickster with some of the things he does, like creating the Earth in 5,000 years, but making it seem like it was there longer and hiding the dinosaur fossils, even though dinosaurs had no bones. I'd go more into that, but if I have time, I'll go back to that. All in all, there's just his noodliness. Some of the basic holidays I just want to run over with you guys is Passover, Ramadan, Halloween, International Talk Like a Pirate Day, and what is called Holiday. And if you wish to further educate yourselves, I recommend The Gospel of the Flying Spaghetti Monster and Loose Cannon, which is actually free to download in PDF format. And then I've got some FSM art, and it says, he's got the whole world in his noodles. So basically real quick, back over with the dinosaurs. Pretty much they lived along with man, and they didn't have bones. They were kind of like just really rigid muscles, and so they would just kind of move on them, and that's why there's no actual dinosaur bones, but the FSM created these bone-like things, put them in the earth, buried them for archaeologists to find everything, because he is, somewhat of a trickster. But he is just his holy noodliness, and if you are in his favor, he will touch you with his noodly appendage. And that's why we're excited, and the pictures were excited.
And the way anal.